Triple E EDC back again with another video. So thank you guys so much for the outpouring of support. I really appreciate you guys, stepping up and really showing me. It really felt very good after the last video. I'm going to get back into things. I have a new Instagram page. Go ahead and check that out below. Go ahead and give it a follow, like, and share, and help me grow that as well. I do have some Medfords here, so I'm going to very quickly address one issue with the Medford thing, but I'm not going to get into everything else. If you want me to get into everything else, I will do that. I happen to be an employment attorney in addition to being a personal injury attorney. So although I will not comment on, certain, I guess, although I won't get too far into things, from an because I bring the perspective of an employment lawyer who deals with EEO issues, and sees both legitimate racism and non-legitimate, racist claims. I will be happy to talk on it if you guys want. Go ahead and comment below. I'll go ahead and talk on that. But you will need to let me know, because it's one of those things where you start to wade into things, and you can get censored by YouTube, you can get all sorts of other things, and you can also wake the cancel culture mob. So that is also one of the issues. Now, with respect to the channel, I will say I have a couple giveaway drawings I need to do. I think I have 2, maybe 3 drawings that I need to do. I will probably do the drawings either in part or in full in the next day or 2. I'll probably be able to get through both. If there's 3, I'll get through all 3 in about a day or 2. So be aware those are coming, and the knives will probably go out early next week. But thank you guys again for all your support. I really appreciate it. And thank you for continuing to use the DLT links. I know there's been some slowdown, mainly because the channel has slowed down. But I'm going to get going again, and I'm actually really excited for things going ahead. I just hit 750,000 views. I'm almost at 5,000 subscribers. By the way, really good giveaway coming at 5,000 subscribers. So guys, if you can share and get me there, that'd be great. But I really, again, 750,000 views is, I didn't think I'd get, 8 views when I started, and this is amazing. So thank you guys. Now, here's what I did want to talk about with the whole Medford drama. The stores. So the issue with the stores is that the second all this stuff broke, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically what happened, Google, Medford racist t-shirt. I'm not going to comment again right now on whether I believe it was or it wasn't. That can be a separate video, and I'm happy to do that. Again, just comment below, let me know that you want that. But what I do want to speak on, and by the way, I do have several Medfords, so I have been following Medford for a little while, so I have some perspective on it. I also have gone through periods where I didn't like his knives, or I liked his knives, where I had thoughts about do I want to deal with the political stuff, and so it's just be aware that I've sort of been back and forth on some of these things. So anyway, the thing that I did want to talk about is cancel culture, and so I did reference the cancel culture mob before. Many people think that when I reference a cancel culture mob, I'm speaking specifically about the left, but actually I'm speaking about both the left and the right. Unfortunately, both the left and the right are very guilty of cancel culture. I think, as of now, as the times we live in, the far left has sort of gotten, and I don't get too much into politics on this channel, but I will very briefly here, but I'm not going to get really into it. The far left has sort of gone overboard with the with the cancel culture, and in response to that, the right seems to have sort of, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and they want to cancel everyone too. So it seems like there are many people along the rest of the spectrum that just are tired of it all, meaning cancel culture. And what I wanted to talk about with cancel culture was the immediate reaction of, not only are we not going to buy Greg Medford's knives, we're not going to support any store that buys his knives or advertises his knives. And that resulted in Knife Center dropping Medford as a brand officially. And I've heard some rumblings about some other companies that that may have been dissatisfied or ceased further orders with him. Now, I will say, just because one of those companies, well, I'll say it like this. My opinions are not the opinions of any of the companies I work with or am an affiliate with. And not only that, I have no inside knowledge as to anything going on with this issue. Okay? So just be aware of that. Everything that I'm saying is based on what I see online. Now, I did see, again, 2 retailers online that, or there was reference to 2 additional retailers besides Knife Center that were, I think, stopping orders or taking some measure to cancel orders. The thing that I will say about that is that that is asinine. Not their decisions. Any individual retailer can do whatever they want. What's asinine is the public calling for them to do that. And the reason that's asinine is because all of these places have an inventory of knives already. Okay? Not everything is sold in most places, for most retailers. The Medfords are expensive, and certain ones tend to sell out, and certain other ones, don't sell out as quickly. And so people carry an inventory, and those inventories are expensive, quite expensive. And the larger ones can be hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars. And so, the probably closer to hundreds of thousands than millions, but it's a lot of inventory, right? When you're talking about $1,200, $1,500, $1,800 knives, what you're talking about is, you carry 100 of them, and all of a sudden, you're over hundreds of, you're over 100,000, right? In inventory. Those are funds that are tied up in the business until they sell. They also have to put in orders way ahead of time. Medford doesn't make them to order now, they make them to order for like a year from now, right? So those are orders they probably can't cancel. And many of the other brands that these retailers sell depend on these retailers being able to be liquid enough to buy their knives. So what you're doing by boycotting a store, over a brand, is you're jeopardizing, the employees of that store and their livelihoods. You're jeopardizing other knife companies that have nothing to do with anything, and their families and their employees and their livelihoods, because their inventory can't get purchased, or their stock can't get purchased, or they can't get as many orders, or they can't catch on with certain dealers because those dealers have funds tied up in inventory they can't sell because the public tried to hold the dealer accountable for what a particular knife maker is doing or didn't do, right? And that really pisses me off. As a business owner myself, it pisses me off that that is the reaction. The reaction is, we are so reactionary as a people that we want to shut everything down, screw the consequences to anyone else. I do not like what I'm seeing from the knife community and from the public in general over issues like this. And I needed to say something about it because, like I said, there are consequences. Why would you hold, everyone who does business with a business accountable for something that they can't control, that may not be a liquid business relationship? It's insanity. So regardless of what you thought of, was the shirt bad? Was the shirt not bad? Was it, did it cross a line? Regardless of what that is, why would you put that on these other people who've demonstrated over and over again? I mean, many of the knife retailers in the industry, many of them, they're either small knife retailers, like here, this one is from AZ Kicker, right? You can tell by he's got his exclusive fuller groove, right? Now, he only sells Medfords, right? But he's also a small business. You boycott him over his stuff. Well, he sells Medfords, but he's also got he's a martial arts guy. Maybe now he can't deal because he's got stuff tied up in here. He can't he can't go ahead and help martial arts students. Maybe there's somebody with a martial arts scholarship who, or with a martial arts, who needed that training, and that training could help them save a life. Well, now they can't get it. Maybe there's some gun shops, for example, right? Mom and pop gun shops carry Medfords. What happens when, they don't have money for ammunition in the inventory? People can't buy that extra clip that would have made all the difference in a self-defense situation because they don't have the inventory. There's a lot of things that go into businesses, business relationships. You can't just assume that when something bad happens, everyone needs to immediately cut ties with everyone or with anyone associated, all up and down the chain, or else you shouldn't spend their money with them. What you should do is look at, and I was talking about knife retailers in particular, many of them are the most customer-friendly people who will bend over backwards for their customers and do anything to make them happy. And you're putting them in a position where they may have to choose between the health of their business, and customer relations. And that the health of their business could cost jobs within their business, could cost, some of these retailers are in areas where maybe there aren't as many available jobs. you know? You don't see them in big city centers. So there's a lot of things that go into business. And I could go on. There's many things I can go on about. But I just sort of had enough of everyone gets canceled who has anything to do with, with the issue if you don't like what one person says. Now, I don't like canceling that person to begin with, because frankly, capitalism wins out, right? If somebody is so overtly bad, nobody will buy their stuff. If it sits on the retailer's shelves, then it sits on the retailer's shelves, right? But forcing them to eat the inventory is a whole different story. Again, if it's so overtly bad, it'll happen on its own without you canceling everyone up and down the chain. Because that's how capitalism works. When you do not have, when somebody is, when somebody does something and demonstrates through their actions that they're not someone to do business with, then people don't do business with them. Maybe some people do, small amount, but over time, they won't make it. Right? So I saw some people saying that, well, this will only embolden, the people who support Medford. I think it'll embolden people who believe him about the fact that this was a political cartoon. But I do not believe that it'll embolden any large number of people who think, who think he would be racist and believe in racism. There is just not enough consumer power in racism, or to justify that. Now, racism has an industry, as that it sells to, sells the idea of racism, but it doesn't have consumer power, right? There's not a huge group of racists who come together and say, I'm going to buy this product or that product. There are groups that will collectively buy things, but they're not in large enough numbers for it to make a difference. Someone wants to show me that I'm mistaken on that. Again, go ahead and comment below. But until then, and even if then, for all the other reasons I talked about earlier, do not cancel up and down the chain for people who are not involved. It is asinine, it is childish, and it has real consequences that you don't, or that, I don't want to say you, that people who are advocating for canceling do not consider before the actual canceling takes place. And that's all I'm going to say on that. I want to keep this under, 25 minutes. I'm a little under 20 minutes right now, but I only plan to talk on this for, 5 minutes, but I got off on a little bit of a tangent, and I got a little worked up, and I'm sorry, but I am a business owner, and I do take it a little bit personally when people do things to business owners that they do not consider the consequences of, and that are very short-sighted. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this content. Let me know, what you want to see next. I'm looking forward to reviewing the knives I got in recently in that haul, and thank you so much. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. Thank you.